And he says, and two, I have a big presentation to give in San Francisco next week for hundreds of people. First thing you say, you stand there and say, please make sure you all go to YouTube channel. Plug my channel there. Then you already will be kicked out, and then that's the end of it. So no worries about that. First of all, you got to notice that you're there for a reason. You're there on the podium because you're the expert. You're giving a presentation because you've done a research. You've prepared for it. You know more about that subject than the people who are watching you. That's why you're there. So what is it that you're scared of? What is it that makes you nervous? What? Nervous for what? You're nervous because you're worried about the image they have, or they will have, or they would have of you would be different than the image that you want them to have of you. You should simply don't give a shit about the image. You're not there to show yourself and who you are. You're there to share a certain knowledge, certain research, certain information. That's all. You're focused on delivering and doing justice to the information that you want to communicate. Your presentation is not to the people. Your presentation is to the knowledge, is to the research, is to the presentation itself. You're simply creating something. You're focused totally on being harmonized with that creation, how to set these choreograph the information that you want to set on the table. How to present. You see, remember, you're there for presenting. So you're not there to present yourself. You're there to present the information. So it is very easy. Your relationship there is with the knowledge, with the information that you're interacting with, not with people. That comes afterwards if they have any questions. And who are they that they could actually rattle your cage? Who? Who are they? They're other human beings who get up in the morning and they have to wash their mouth and go to the bathroom and shit and come out and so on. So stop looking at their faces, which they have crossed or this, or they have some kind of an image to make a certain kind of a impression on you about with the image they want to create in your mind about themselves, because that's their shortcomings and insecurities, and they want to cover it up by certain kind of a facial expression. These are their insecurities that they want to differentiate themselves in a hierarchy that I am better than you, because they have all been the same in their life. They have all been compared with other people from their childhood, their schooling, and now there, and even to today's position in their company. They're all conditioned to want to show that I'm more, I'm better, because they're all greedy, looking for positions. They're there for something. Don't buy into it, because see them for who they are. They are those little kids that they're all being compared, and they're now hungry to show that they're somebody, and they try to hide that through the images that they create in your mind through their facial expressions and postures that they take to bamboozle you as if they know what you're talking about, or know more than you, or they knew that themselves. These are just simple people. They're not there, and they're no longer not capable to judging you. You're simply sharing an information that you have researched, and this is it. Whether you like it or not, that's the presentation. Now do what you want to do with it. But I'm not here to be judged. You can't judge me, because who are you? You're a kid. You were all kids, and now you're grown up. And when you feel uncomfortable, it's because you're focusing on their face, and their face is trying to communicate something that is to their advantage to make them feel good and bigger than you. That's what they're trying to do when they look at you. Everybody has that ego that is trying to live and satisfy the ego. Everybody is there is a slave to their egos. Instead, if you read through it and see their soul, See the energy that is making them tick, their psyche. If you focus on their psyche and not their faces and what they're wearing, on where they're sitting and how they're sitting, their position, the posture that is trying to communicate certain kind of a hierarchy to you, then you're all fine, because you see nothing but consciousness. And consciousness of people can never be intimidating, because you're not bamboozled by their ornaments are hanging on themselves, the clothing, the smell of the perfume, if they're a woman, or cologne. They present certain kind of an echelon, what they're wearing, what car they drive, how they're sitting, none of that shit, because you're beyond that physical entity, and none of that physical entity can impress you to leave any kind of a expression on you. Then you're free, because you see through them, and through their consciousness you can see there's all kind of shit like everybody else is in the world since their childhood is in their consciousness. And what they're putting is an image out for you. They're not showing their consciousness to you, they're just showing an image. And they're trying to negotiate life and get some kind of a value for themselves through these imageries that they're creating by their posturing and their facial expressions. Don't buy into that. See through it, that that person who's actually sitting there and looking at you doesn't know shit. Or if he does, it's just some other person who's got some information. And information is always limited, so none of them are any deities or gods or any of that sort, because they're all limited in information. If you think you're limited, somebody might know more than you, you can be damn sure that there's somebody knows more than them, and there's always somebody else, because knowledge is limited as far as you're concerned, but there's so much more. The knowledge that they each have is limited, but there's so much more knowledge that they can have, and they don't have it. So they have nothing over you, or they cannot impress you if you really focus on their consciousness. That's one thing. Second, if you feel uncomfortable or be in the middle of it, you feel somebody's looking at you, or however, there's so many people, look at their shoes. Look at their shoes. You can see they're all as needy as the next person. They had to put a socks on, they had to put shoes on, otherwise they couldn't walk. And look at their shoes. They're human beings, nothing more. Nothing more. You are impressed and nervous when you want to do presentation, because you think the ones who are sitting there, they're more than you. They're not human beings. They're above a human. They're more than what you think you are. They're not. Look at their shoes. They had to wear shoes. They have 2 feet. They have shoes. They get hungry and they're going to go to the bathroom. They're just other human beings. Nothing to impress you. Unless they want to be nice to you. Then that's impressive. But they haven't shown anything. And you're the one on the podium. Means you know more than them on that subject. You're the one who's presenting. You're the boss. You are sharing information. You're helping them to know. So if anything, you're in a better position than they are. And if that didn't help you, like you need a little bit more boost, just imagine every one of them sitting naked. Sitting naked on a toilet. You will laugh, burst laughing, and you will just simply relax to know that they're just human beings. They are no threat to you, and they just, however they look, is their own insecurities that they're trying to project and look like they're not scared, and they are worthy to be there. And they want to impress you. You have to remember, they are sitting on the chair, you're on the podium. They want to impress you. They're hoping that you notice them. It is not the other way around. They want to impress you, be recognized by you. They want to show to the others. When they ask a question, that question is partly from them because they don't know it, they want to know, and partly that they want to show the others that I'm smart enough, I can come up with a question. Knowing that, that puts them in a place where they are really looking non-threatening at all, and you feel in control totally when you want to answer the questions or present or conduct the meeting that you have set up to conduct. I hope that helps you out, Daniel, and I'm sure you'll do great. Focus on the material. That's all. That's your obligation. Do justice to the material. That's it. You're not there to impress them. You're there just to present knowledge. That's it. They're inconsequential, as Dr. Evil says. All right.